Hello guys, Ranger 1721 here again. I have another knife review for you today. This is going to be a kind of a two-part review. One's going to be on the Benchmade Mini Reflex, the 2551 BK version. Part two will be on Benchmade's warranty service and what I thought about that, having to go through that with this particular knife here. So as most of you can tell, this is not the typical box that you get your Benchmades in when you buy them new. This is the box that comes back in after they have repaired your Benchmade. So I'll get that out of here, don't need that. This little fancy baggie. This is Benchmade 2551 Mini Reflex. It has aluminum anodized handles, which have a kind of a rubbery, chalky kind of textury feeling. Really grippy. These mill outs in here really help too, the grippiness on it. This one, I have taken the factory clip off and put the Benchmade Mini Deep Carry. The factory clip came down to about right here, and even the deep carry, standard deep carry clip comes down to about right here. And I just don't want that much clip outside my pants visible. A lot of times I have to wear this or use this or carry it when I'm wearing khakis, you know, for work. I don't always have to wear khakis, but when I do, and this is the brushed stainless, so it's a little bit lighter, and it's not as it doesn't stand out, contrast as much against the khakis. So it's really kind of hides the knife really well. But this is the BK version. As you can see, it's extremely fast. Fires out. Man, that's so sweet, so smooth. But it's a BK version with the plain edge blade. Blade steel. It's also a drop point blade type, I believe. Yeah, drop point, I think is what it is. You can see the steel is 154 cm, which I find, I have a couple knives with this steel, and I find this holds a really good edge and takes sharpening really well. No issues getting this thing sharp at all. I use a ceramic rod on it, run it up down the ceramic rod a few times, then hit a leather strop with it, and it's just freaking sharp. Knife sharpening takes about 2 minutes with this knife, and most of that time spent getting the stuff out and getting it set up. But yes, it's the blade just a little bit over 3 inches. I believe it's about 3.1 inches. Handle's about 4 inches. I think closed overall length is like 4.1. It does have a lanyard hole for you guys that prefer a lanyard. And even with this clip on there, if you had a soft type lanyard, you could run it through there and pull it up and get it out from behind that clip just fine. This is a push button automatic. Does have a safety on it, and that's one of the things I want to talk to you about in a minute. It doesn't have a glass break or anything like that. The steel is about 59 to 61 Rockwell, I guess is the hardness on it. I really find that steel works out really well. So I did have to send this back to Benchmade. When I got it, it kept coming. I'd carry it, and it kept coming out of my pocket with the lock on. So I would not be paying attention. I'd get it out, and you know, knife won't open. Then I realized the lock was on. Well, that happened to me quite a few times. I got to looking at the lock, and it was just real loose. It had almost no retention. You can hear the ratchet action. It has like little teeth, I guess, that's engaging in there to keep it in position. But I didn't realize it when I bought it. I didn't really test the safety out when I bought it, you know. It's one of those things you don't really think about, but it didn't have hardly any bite in there. It just flopped back and forth, and it would get in my pocket, and it would be on the off position like this, and I'd carry it for a few hours or all day, then pull it out, and, you know, there it would be locked. So I sent it back to them. It took about 3 weeks to get it back from them, and that includes the 3 or 4 day transit time that it took for it to get to them, and then the 3 or 4 day transit time it took to get it back from them. So they had it about a week, and I can't tell you how pleased I am with what they did. As you could hear earlier, you can hear the ratcheting in there. This thing is not going to be moving on its own, and that's just the way it should be. Yeah, it's sweet. So send it back to me. They paid the shipping to send it back. I paid the shipping going out there. It was, you know, $3 or $4. The knife's not heavy, small box. But they also sharpened it while they had it. I didn't ask them to do that, but I'm glad they did, because, man, this thing is sharp. beautiful knife. That black, it's just so cool. But I think I can't remember how much I paid for it, to tell you the truth. I buy so many knives. I know I got a good deal on it, I wouldn't have bought it. I always ask the knife dealer in the gun shops and places, you know, they take any less for it. Unless they'll give me $20, $30 off the price, I usually don't buy them. But most time they'll make a concession and give you a good deal. You know, they give you a price, maybe quoted out the door. You know, if it's $400 and you got $40 worth of taxes, they'll give you the knife for about $380 or $390 out the door and save you $40 or $50 if you ask them. But you have to ask. Anyway, I wanted to share that with you guys. Also, I have a stimulus here that this is a Benchmade stimulus. It's a 3551 plain edge. I alternate and rotate these two guys, but this safety on here works flawlessly. I never had any trouble with it at all. And that's if I hadn't had this one to compare it to, I might not have thought the other one was faulty. I might have just lived with it, I guess. But having this one, I realized, you know, something wasn't right. But also it has the deep carry mini clip on it also. I just don't like a lot of clips showing on the outside of my pants. It's nobody's business what I got in my pocket. I don't want anybody asking me about it. You know, if I have to pull it out and use it, cut something, or, you know, heaven forbid, to protect myself, I don't need to telegraph people that I have a weapon. That's just for me. So that's the stimulus. That's the mini Reflex. And this bad boy right here is the Infidel. Benchmade Infidel. This is the full size. This is a sweet, sweet knife right here. Full size model. It is razor sharp. This is one of the knives you only sharpen one side on, then come back and hit it with a strop on the back side just to knock the little burr off. If you want a knife for self-protection, tactical purposes, let me tell you, this is the one. What's good about it too is I tend to hold a knife like this with my middle finger right there in the curve of that pocket clip. And by the way, I kept this clip on here because this different hole pattern, there's not an option for the clip on here. As you can see, the clip's a lot wider, so I don't have the option of putting a shorter clip on it. So that's why it's on there. Plus, I like the word Infidel. I mean, what better name you have for a knife than Infidel? That's right, screw them. So yeah, this one's sweet here. This is carries deep in the pocket, but also carries good in the pocket. It actually gets out of the way. You'd be surprised how little difference there is in carrying that one, and this one. They carry all very similar. This one's a little heavier, but still, they carry very small, which is shocking. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope this maybe encouraged you to buy one of these little bad boys, because I've enjoyed them. They're so, so cool. Have a good day, folks. Out.